Padres Hot Tub is a 12-month-a-year community, and you can be a part of it by going to patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. When you do, you'll find out, first off, these guys are providing me a little bit of value here, because even at the lowest rate at $5 a month, you get access to our Discord, which in and of itself, it's like, hey, we're in a way better place than Twitter, than Blue Sky. I've got everything I need. I can talk movies here. I can talk sports here, not just baseball, everything else. But also you get access to Banter the Show. And Banter the Show is so much fun. We record it the same day we record the Hot Tub every week, but it's only for our patrons, where patrons have given us various fun and funny show ideas. We execute that idea, and then we come back and we have a virtual wheel where people bring the ideas. We go, do we want to put it on the wheel or not? And then we spin the wheel and we do that thing. And so every week the show is different. Every week the show is fun. Every week the show is created through the help of our patrons. Come be a patron and find out if it's for you as well. Patreon.com, patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub, or make it a Christmas or holiday gift for someone in your family, or the baseball friend in your life that's a Padres friend. Say, hey, let's gift you a subscription to Padres Hot Tub, and maybe they'll pick it up and run with it. Either way, patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. Welcome to the Padres Hot Tub, everybody. Greg Elston, Chris Reed, Raphie Cantor. We're all together. It's Monday, December 1st. We're a 12-month-a-year service for you talking Padres baseball. Even in the leanest of content times, we are back here for you. And we're going to go over the news of the past week, including one very important piece of news that we completely failed to address last week. We're going to talk all about that. And last week we gave you the innings issue. Can you get to, we first said 900, but then we were kind of like 850 maybe, innings from your starting rotation. This week we do it on the position player side. Can this roster get to a spot where 180 homers can come out of it, either by adding to it, having the guys that were here hit more, addition by subtraction, so on and so forth. That's the rundown for today. First, want to just very quickly note that our second annual Padres Hot Tub Winter Social / Trivia Night is taking place this Sunday, December 7th. If you're in San Diego and you want to come on down and join us, you can. The Stone Tap Room off of Kettner in Little Italy, just south of the airport. 6 o'clock is when things are going to get started. Raphie and I are going to be there. Chris can't make it this weekend, but the two of us will be there. I'll be running just a tick late because I'll be at a soccer's match, which kicks at 3 in Oceanside, and have to come down when it's all said and done. But nonetheless, we're going to have a ton of fun. Monty is incredible. The first 3 finishers are going to get year-long subscriptions to the Joe Sheehan baseball newsletter, which is a pretty nice gift. So if you want to come join us, check it out. That's Stone Tap Room on Kettner in Little Italy, Sunday, 6 p.m. If you watch this 2 weeks later, you missed it. Also, if you can give us that thumbs up when you're watching on YouTube, it definitely helps us. If you can give us a 5-star rating on the audio side, on whatever podcast platform you're on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, quick written review, all of those things are helpful. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. Okay, let's go. Dylan Cease has signed a 7-year, $210 million contract. Some deferrals that apparently will knock down the average annual value to $26 million a year against the Toronto Blue Jays cap number, which the whole thing could change in 2 years, and how the cap is determined could be changed, and everything could be changed. So that number may or may not be significant going on. But Dylan Cease is a J. And guys, I'll toss it to you with this. He's not a Dodger. He's not a Giant. He's not a Cub. He's not a Met. He didn't sign in his home state with the Braves. Dylan Cease can't hurt us except for maybe one series once every couple of years. And I hope he does great for Toronto.
You said it, man. Like anytime that the Padres have a free agent departing, it's, can we get them in the AL? can we ideally get them on the East Coast or something just so that they're far away? And Dylan certainly did us a solid. It's a really interesting signing because Dylan Cease, of course, is the two things he gives you are strikeouts and innings. And the Blue Jays had one of the best defenses in baseball. And so, you would think that maybe since strikeouts are expensive, they might opt to not go the route of a high strikeouts guy since they have the defense behind them that could back it up. But I think that their ownership is all the way in. They obviously had a magical run this year, and they're trying to make a big splash. And again, like the two most valuable things are strikeouts and innings, and that's what Dylan Cease gives you. Now he gives you a lot of other stuff that can be frustrating, and certainly certain evening in West Sacramento that you two experienced probably bring you back to that. But I'm really happy for him, and I think for the Padres, this is basically an optimal outcome.
Dylan Cease is going to be a top 5 Cy Young vote getter next year. Like, I think that's going to happen, and that's the fate that Padres fans should start preparing themselves for. I didn't know this off the top of my head, but the Blue Jays are the second or third wealthiest ownership group in baseball, depending on
Right.
the list you look at.
Oh,
So,
Rogers
like,
is Rogers Communications. That's Sportsnet. That's the entire national broadcast hub, essentially, and that's the owners of the Jays.
Yeah. So it's kind of surprising we didn't bring them up as like hopeful places that he could go, considering they just lost Bassett and Scherzer. But I think it's a great fit. Like I have said on this very show, it's such a bummer. I wanted to root for Dylan Cease and like him wholeheartedly because he just seems like a personable dude who's an individual and happy to be himself in a sport that has like this rigid masculinity facade around it, and he was just happy to put that down and be himself. So I'm stoked for him. That's a little bit more than I thought he was gonna get like guaranteed like, I don't know, like 140 150 million dollars, but good for him, man.
The last thing I'd say about it, and we could say more, but we're going to try and hustle through this show today, is that whenever I see a contract like this, then I do the mental exercise of what if the name attached to the contract was Padres, not Blue Jays? If the Padres had signed Dylan Cease to a 7-year, $210 million contract with some deferrals, first off, the first 40 minutes of our podcast would have been about ownership and the fact that they were committing this kind of contract and where they were relative to the second apron and all these things. But when we got to the player value side of it, straight up, I would have been in a panic. Like, oh God. Oh God. We're going to really 7 years of this? Because Dylan Cease has thrown 1,018 innings in his career. And I had the same discussion with Stephen Woods this morning on the radio. Like, yeah, he's one change away from being he's had one dominant year in his entire career. And every other year has been, for the most part, ups and downs. Some more ups than downs, some more downs along the way. But he's a startlingly inconsistent pitcher up till now. If he suddenly locks it in, wow. But I think Ruben Niebla is a good pitching coach, and I think he had a couple of years to work with Dylan Cease. And he's turned Nick Pivetta into something, Michael King into something, Seth Lugo into something. He's turned a lot of guys into something, Jeremiah Estrada, a lot of guys. And Dylan Cease was just Dylan Cease the whole time. So I think he's going to still be Dylan Cease the whole time. And I would have been scared shitless if it was a 7-year, $210 million Padre contract. Especially because then we'd have like how much money assigned to like 6 guys 5 years from now, but regardless, he's not. So we can move on. Randy Knorr, who's been one of those longtime baseball names that you've seen because he's been a first base coach and a third base coach and a bench coach, and he's been everywhere. Randy Knorr will be the Craig Stammen bench coach. He's going to be the trusted man by his side. And I would assume, guys, that back when Craig Stammen was in Washington, that Randy Knorr was a trusted voice as he was coming up in the game. That's the best I could draw that connection.
Yeah, it really seems like it's Craig Stammen's staff, and it's not like AJ Preller trying to, curate some sort of, environment for him. And all for it in that regard.
Well, I think it brings up a fundamental sort of paradox in terms of the hiring practices of filling out the staff, because I think a lot of people were clamoring for a former manager to get that bench coach role. And Randy Knorr, for as long as he's been around, has not been a manager. But I think the fact that the Padres have given Ruben Niebla the associate manager title like rendered that completely moot, because in that case, like I get the idea of like, I want someone at the helm where if Craig Stammen gets ejected, like, we have a former manager there, or if Craig is in a very specific situation, we have someone who's been in that role and sat in those shoes and everything like that. But you don't want to have a situation where someone is potentially undermining Ruben Niebla and the authority that the Padres have given him by giving him this so-called associate manager title. So I really think the best thing they could have done, which is what it seems like they did, was get a guy who makes Craig Stammen comfortable and like is a consigliere, so to speak. And I think you said that exactly right, Craig. Like, this is a guy who was around in Washington when Craig was starting his career there, someone he must have turned to. And I think that that's great. Just bring in someone who's not going to be, oh God, who's the guy in Game of Thrones? Lord Varys, the Lord of Whispers. You just don't. This
Little birdies.
Yeah, the staff doesn't need someone who's going to be stirring shit and leaking shit to Dennis Lin and front office, like whatever. So
like Don Mattingly, like just sauntering on up to Adrian Morejon and going, "Tweet, tweet, little birdie."
Yeah, exactly.
Todd Mattingly wearing giant velour burgundy capes.
Yeah, completely shaven head.
And sandals with a shaved head. Talking about him being a eunuch and how it's treated him in life. I mean, this is a fun fanfic, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Meanwhile, Steven Souza Jr. is our hitting coach. A guy who almost never hit in the bigs, but that doesn't really matter. It's unfortunate when you're an actual big league hitter who becomes a hitting coach because we remember all your strikeouts. You're like, oh boy, yeah, you could just do like you did and hit 210 with 40% strikeout rate. But Steven Souza Jr. is the new hitting coach. He's not been a hitting coach. He's not experienced. I guess he's done stuff that impressed somebody somewhere, and I saw him with a tweet furiously defending Eric Hosmer's career. So that's set him a half step back for me. But I don't know. Steven, welcome to San Diego until you are fired a year or two from now. Please enjoy your stay as the latest soon to not be hitting coach.
Can you guys see this?
Not really. White balance killing us. Okay, well, there it is. 4-3-26.
So before, meaning excuse me, I've got it backwards. Before, just ignore this.
Okay.
Before or after April 3rd, 2026.
Oh, will he be fired?
Will somebody in our Discord watch party call for him to be fired?
Someone's already calling for him to be fired. Fired now.
Before.
Are you kidding? We're already getting the people that's like, he was a 204 hitter last time he was in Major League Baseball. How could he be a good hitting coach?
Yeah.
Just so people know, though,
the
top 6 teams in terms of like their WRC plus and hitting, like they're like all but one of them have hitting coaches who never played in Major League Baseball. Like it's such a nothing thing. It's strictly a preparation position,
tinkering on the mechanics. Yeah. Preparation. Like, working on habits, not in game. It's amazing.
Advanced scouting, everything. Yeah.
But isn't it funny that also everyone assigns his hitting personality to what they assume his coaching personality will be? That, well, it's Steven Souza, so it's going to be a turn to pulling pulling balls in the air and grip it and rip it, and we're going to start to hit way more homers and strike out more because it's Steven Souza. And I'm like, not necessarily. I mean, hopefully he's saying get a good pitch to hit. That's the best advice any hitting coach could ever give any batter ever. So, I hope he's saying something along those lines, take a ball, hit a strike. That's another one. I mean, I'm 2/3 of the way there right now, but That's just projection. It's just us going, oh, well, I guess it's going to be that. We don't know what he's going to be as a hitting coach. Good, bad, or indifferent. So if the team hits, we'll be happy. And as soon as they don't, everyone will want him gone. And in 2 to 3 years, he'll be gone because no one can be the hitting coach in San Diego. It's the drummer in Spinal Tap. You will be gone.
The defense against the dark arts teacher.
That's the other one. Don't you think that she got the idea from watching Spinal Tap?
Perhaps. I'm sure she got lots of ideas all over the place.
Yeah. Some better held than others. Let's move on. So Mike Shiltz moved on. Mike Shildt has taken a job in the Baltimore Orioles system and as a developmental advisor in the upper levels of the Orioles system. He's back coaching kids because he's back out there doing what he's got to do.
I still don't understand why he walked away from $4 million. This makes
neither.
it even more vexing.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's weird, but Mike Shildt was bizarre. Mike Shildt was super weird, man. I'm happy he's getting back to his roots, doing whatever he's going to do. Because, there could be inner workings. They could have lied to us. He might have gotten his damn money. It might be none of our business. Who knows? I know they're on the record saying he retired, so he doesn't get paid, yada, yada, yada. Farewell, Mike Shildt. I wish you all the best.
It wasn't so bad, whatever they had on him. If you're in the they had something on him camp, because he's an Oriole 3 weeks later or whatever. It didn't take too long for him to become a Baltimore Oriole front office staff member, but now he's going to be a roving minor league instructor, so he's not going to be tied down. He's not going to maybe wear out the same people every day. And maybe that's what he really needs. And Mike Shilt's a good baseball coach. That's very clear. I still wonder. We're always gonna wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, you were a dick to a couple
it's
of
the
your
new
coaches.
Mike D. Mike D is so 2000 friggin' 11.
You're super insecure, you're imposter syndrome or whatever, but what? Oh, Craig, you're so crazy. He's made so much money in his career. People who have made millions of dollars don't walk away from $4 million. People who haven't made millions of dollars don't walk away from $4 million. Nobody walks away from $4 million. That's enough for the mob to chase you down. Okay? The proverbial running with the suitcase, right? Running with a duffel bag. We've all watched this movie. They're going to follow you. They want that back. So, yeah. Anyways. I felt so bad last week because it just, kind of a weird situation that Randy Jones passed away just a couple of days after we had done a show. And then by the time we did our next show last week, we didn't get to it on the show. And it was just a complete overlook. And I can only beg off in the fact that I had my single busiest work week of the year. And I was probably thinking more about that. But let's correct that. And at least talk briefly about a dear friend, Randy Jones, who passed away at age 75, had been battling health concerns for a while. He had the throat issue. When the last time I remember I saw him on the promenade or mezzanine at Petco, I think early this year, and the year prior. But before that, it was at Mount Woodson at a Sockers golf tournament that he just came by. And talking to him. And at that time, he was telling me, this hurts, that hurts, that he was in failing health. But Randy is just about the coolest guy I met in baseball. And in 2000, when I was working the pre and post game show with Ben Higgins on Kogo every day, he was on those shows every day, pregame, postgame, live, all the time. And so over those 4 years, we really got to know Randy. And Randy would, when we were both young and making, $25,000, $30,000, weren't making a lot of money. So he would say, hey, come on by the barbecue tonight, go get, and if you remember those gigantic hot dogs that had like the kind of almost crunchy skin. Those are the best damn hot dogs you ever had. We'd always go, he'd be like, hey, come by, get some stuff. He was always generous. As you guys know, he gave me my first set of golf clubs because he and Ben were going to go golfing. And they were like, Craig, he was like, Craig, you got to come along, like, well, I was trying to beg out. I don't have golf clubs. He goes, I've got like 10 sets of golf clubs in my garage. People give me golf clubs. They don't even know I'm left-handed. And so like he had a set of right-handed golf clubs and he gave those to me and I used those until December of 24 when I finally bought my own set of clubs. We went to his old restaurant. I knew his wife, Marie, his wife who survives, Marie, a wonderful, incredible human, and talked to her all kinds of times because we would always have like location radio shows and Marie would come out with Randy when Randy was there. I got to know his dog because he would bring he always had pointers because they would go hunting. He always had hunting dogs, and he would bring his dog by on the post-game shows. And then even to Mighty 1090 when it was coaching Randy, all those days, like hanging around the studio, watching the game, being in the studio, listening to the two of them shoot the shit. And just Randy's such a jokester, like one of the funniest guys you'd meet, self-deprecating, always laughing, had that, like really kind of like dry laugh. But it was a big laugh with a really, really deep voice. I don't know where it is and I got to find it, but it's still here. I know that for sure. I thought it was still on the fridge, but it got pulled down. So it's got to be somewhere close. Randy gave me, he always had with him these pictures, like not like postcard sized of his 1976 Sports Illustrated cover photo. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated when that really meant something. When he was going to start the All-Star game in 1976. And it's the picture you always saw when people talked about Randy Jones. It's like him following through in the stirrups uniform. And he signed it for me and it said, hey, Craig, why don't you go pound sand up your ass? Randy Jones. It was such a token of love. And I kept that on the fridge for the longest time. I think until probably Mitzi took it down when she got to the point where she thought that James could read it or something. I don't know. But he was just that kind of guy, like that type of like ribald humor and always up. But he was just the absolute best. He was the absolute best. And it was crushing to hear that he passed away. And I hope he truly does rest in peace because Randy Jones, man. Oh, and I'm so sorry. Maybe, I don't know. If time doesn't permit, we'll toss 180
dude, this is
innings.
all you. Yeah.
This is my best Randy Jones story. And I I still laugh thinking about it. So this was either 2000, 2001 or 2002. It was early in those 4 years. And it was 2000 or 2001 because I got married in the winter of 2001. Mitzi moved down here in 2002 and we had an apartment. And this is when I was still living in Bankers Hill in a studio apartment. And my buddy, best friend, best man, Sean Riley, he came down to visit me and spent a couple days. And we were complete Stratomatic baseball geeks, right? And would always go to we would compete in tournaments and we had leagues and whatever. And whenever we got together, we would always play Strat. So I had, after starting to work with Randy and finding out about, and I mean, listen, if you don't know, go look up his 1975 numbers, which is when he didn't win the Cy Young, but he had like a 2.25 ERA and 275 innings and just insane numbers. I bought the 1975 Stratomatic baseball set. You can buy Strat sets for almost any year of modern baseball. And I bought the 1975 Strat set before Sean came down, and we did drafts out of the 1975 sets. And he pissed me off by drafting Randy Jones before I could get him, and he had Randy, and we played a game this night and I won, but Randy pitched really good. And after 7 innings and like 2 runs or whatever, Sean pinch hit for him because, National League rules back in the day, you used to do these things. Sean pinch hit for him in the game. And, either one, I forget even if he won or I won, but regardless, he pinch hit for Randy Jones after 7 innings. And knowing Randy's predilection for complete games, the next day at work at the radio station, I told him that story, that we played the game with him. And he's like, how'd I do? I said, well, actually, you did good. 7 innings, 2 runs, and then, had to get lifted for a pinch hit. He goes, I'm a good hitting pitcher. You don't take me out. I'm a 9-inning pitcher. He goes, where's your phone? I go, why don't you call Sean? I said, why don't you call Sean? I'm going to go home tonight and we're going to play again. I said, would you call the house or call the apartment later tonight and chew out Sean? He's like, I'd love to. And that night, we're playing a different game. It's probably 10:30 at night. I don't know. In my little studio apartment, we still had a landline and the phone rings. And I pick it up. He goes, all right, give it to me. I go, Sean, it's for you. He takes the phone. He's like, this is Randy Jones. What the fuck are you doing taking me out of the game? I'm a 9-inning pitcher. I can hit too.
That's so awesome.
You don't fucking take me out. And Sean is like, okay. Well. So I absolutely adore that moment in time.
That's so
Amazing.
great. I'm glad you told that story. I think the thing again, I'm really sad. Randy Jones, by the way, member of our Padres hot tub on the logo. He's one of the founding ones in the hot tub. And I think one of the things that always amazes me when I go to his baseball reference page is because, like, obviously his Cy Young winning season in 1976, like 6 out, 315 innings pitched, like 25 complete games, starts 40 games, wins 22, ERA 2.74. But the fact that in 1975, he led the National League in ERA and threw 285 innings and lost out on the Cy Young Award to Tom Seaver, probably because Tom Seaver had 2 more wins than him.
And pitched for the Big Red Machine. He pitched for an incredible team.
Yeah. Well, he was on the Mets at that
point.
Oh,
no, he was on the Mets at that time. I'm sorry. That's right. He pitched for the Reds later.
But yes.
Well, he pitched for a big market then. He pitched for the Mets. But still, yeah. Right. Randy was down here, the little kid from Poway. And that's a great old Jerry Coleman clip they used to play. Yeah, right? That 1975 season was sick. Every number, all the peripherals, everything. Of course, he didn't strike out anybody. So
it's crazy.
His card was all ground ball double plays. It was I've still got it. That's I didn't throw out all my strat. And I saw that 75 set in a Ziploc bag. Looks perfect set, so still got that Randy Jones card. I should have pulled it out. Nonetheless, those are some of my stories of Randy Jones. Randy Jones was just the best, man. He was just the absolute best. All right, we've still got 20 minutes. Let's at least pass through this discussion topic, understanding that we can absolutely come back to it. Guess what we have? Nothing but time. When do you think we sign our first free agent? Give me a date.
December 21st.
Well, the winter meetings
our first real one, like major league.
Not a minor league. Like we signed some prospect out of the Houston outfield. I saw that.
Yeah,
not that.
Winter meetings are Sunday, so they start on Sunday. December 21st is not a bad guess, but I'm still gonna go further out. I'm gonna say January 13th.
I'm gonna say February 13th.
You're crazy. That's like pitchers and catchers are reporting.
Yeah, the next 2 days. That's around when they signed Nick Pivetta last year.
Yeah, but that was they were waiting on Roki Sasaki to sign. So that was
an ownership dispute.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So continuing apace.
we basically have a pick the stick. Chris has December, I have January, and Craig has February.
Yes.
Love it.
That's it.
And
Exactly.
Great. All right, cool. We will revisit when someone signs.
Doesn't mean that we won't make a trade before then, but I don't think we sign free agents. I just don't think we're going to sign free agents, like, period. Now, you guys prove me wrong. Padres, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Sign Chris Bassett. Sign, who were the guys we were going to sign? Dustin May. Tyler Anderson, Walker Buehler, whoever, like, sign somebody. Do it. Give us something to chat about. I'm guessing you won't. I'm just guessing you won't. I'm guessing it's going to be blur. And unless we do a trade, it'll be waiting for the bargain bin, waiting for the crack to fall through. It's been a strategy that he's used successfully the last couple of seasons. So I don't see why he wouldn't do it again, Regardless. Okay. Why do we need 180 homers, Raphie?
We need 180 home runs. This is something that we first talked about on the episode we did last offseason with me, my mom, and my Padres, where essentially league median home run totals per team typically hovers around 180 home runs. I was curious last year kind of where things shook out, and the Rays and the Astros were both had 182 home runs. They were tied at 16th. So the crossover point was actually between the 17th and 18th team in the league. So still pretty close to center. The league as a whole last year hit 5,650 home runs. So on average, the average per team was 188 home runs last season.
Interesting.
So that's actually slightly up from 2024 because what happened was, in 2021, we had juice balls, the league dead in the balls in 2022. There was a 700 home run drop from across the league from 21 to 22. And we've kind of bounced around back and forth because the league continues to fuck with the ball. But as a whole, the league slugged 5 points higher from 24 to 25. So I think 180 home runs is still a fair number. I think we'd all be very happy if next year's team can get to that number. But that's the methodology. It's essentially being top half in the league in home runs, which tends to
we finished last year. We finished 29th,
28th.
Hey, late surge.
28th with 152 home runs last year. Only the Cardinals at 148 and the Pirates at 117 were lower.
153.
Yeah, 152.
152. Sorry. Okay. So
yeah,
really, to get to the 188, that's the league average, 36. 36 to get.
You need 36 more home runs, but let's just keep it at 180. It's a round number. Okay. I think given the massive underperformance this year, I think let's just get to 180 before we get to 188.
Right. Let's get to 160 and then 170. And then
yeah. So I'm going to run through really quickly the Padres home run totals this season. I'll give you guys the top 10 of Padres home run hitters this year, and we can maybe see a little bit of a trend. So Manny Machado led the league in home runs with 27, led the team in home runs with 27 homers. Tatis hit 25. Gavin Sheets hit 19. Jackson Merrill hit 16. Bogarts and Cronenworth both hit 11 home runs. Elias Diaz and Ramon Laureano both hit 9 home runs. Luis Arraez hit 8 home runs. And then finally, Martin Maldonado and Ryan O'Hearn both hit 4 home runs. So that's your top 11 because O'Hearn and Maldonado were tied. So as we shift gears to the 26 roster, or what it's projected at least by Jason R. Martinez at Fangraphs at Roster Resource and the depth charts, that is the total that led us down to 152 home runs, because you have to think guys like Jason Hayward hit 2 home runs, Connor Joe hit 0 home runs, Luis Campusano hit 0 home runs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so right now according to Fangraphs, the projected starting lineup against right-handed pitchers for the Padres is as follows. Leading off, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, Ramon Laureano, Gavin Sheets, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Freddie Fermin, and batting ninth at designated hitter Tirso Ornelas.
Yeah.
My guy's back!
Can we just say that's not a terrible lineup once you get an actual designated hitter? That's not a bad lineup.
No.
Like, that's
Yeah,
okay.
it
Now, is
plays.
it going to hit 180 homers?
Great question.
No.
I don't
Is the
think
quick
so.
and solid answer, I think. Now, how
Okay,
could
well,
it?
why
How
don't we
could
go
it?
through? Why don't we go through like we did last week with the innings? And I want you guys to give me a number, and I'll keep track, and we'll do some addition at the end. So, Tatis, how many home runs?
I got him
is
for
the whole
30.
thing. Okay, that's great. This is the whole thing of the whole thing. For the Padres to be able to get to 200 homers, he's got to be a 40 homer hitter. For them to get to 180 homers, he has to be a 30 homer hitter.
Yes.
So I'll pick 22. He hasn't been a 30 homer hitter post suspension. And
So you think he's only going to play 100 games next year?
Either injury or a baffling last year, almost 2-month stretch where he didn't homer at all.
Still hit 25.
We can wish upon a star, and that star is Fernando Tatis Jr. We can wish upon him that he's going to come back and hit 42 home runs again in his career. And I sure hope he does it next year. I do. I hope he does it next year. I hope he proves.
30 isn't wishing on a star. 22 is straight doomerism, though. Like, he hasn't had a season that bad, like anywhere near healthy. Like 25 home runs in his 2 healthy years, 2023, 2025. And the 2025 one, as you aptly noted, included a stretch where he was either injured or just completely off.
The spiral fracture.
Yeah, I think he's.
I hope he hits 40.
I'm just saying there's no way I'm letting us go under 25 for Fernando Tatis Jr. I think that's
okay. Well, I'm just going to go in the middle of you guys then at 26. 26
fair.
Is going.
I mean, the numbers are 25,
okay.
21, and 25 the last 3 years. So anything above that is pretty hopeful.
And go back a little further. I know it's pre-suspension, so we have to like look it through that filter, but I mean 42.
Okay.
17 and
22
games.
We've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to keep moving us along. Jackson Merrill.
Okay. He's the one I would pick higher. I'm going to go 25 for Jackson Merrill.
Okay.
I'm going to let you have it because I wrote down 20.
Okay. Well, I'll go in the middle.
20.
I'll go 23 then.
Well, no, I agree on 25. I think there's a good case to be made for. I do because like he missed 50 games this year.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Machado.
28.
30 again.
20. I'll put 29. That's what you guys.
Okay.
That's in the middle.
Yep.
Laureano.
22.
It's exactly what I have written down.
Cool. Gavin Sheets.
This
11.
Is the question.
Oh.
I'm with Craig here. I don't think he's going to do as good. I have him at 18, which is less than he had last year. So where are you thinking, Raphie?
How about 14? Let's put him at 14. That's in the middle.
Okay.
That's fair. Still not over 15. Xander Bogaerts.
All right. How many times can you fall for this trick? How many times can you fall for this trick? I think that's. And listen, I'm gonna say 20 just to even it out. One of these years, and probably only one of these years, he's gonna have a turn back the clock season, and age 32 is perfect for me.
You have Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, bro. Because you're
20.
looking out a window, looking at the night sky.
Okay. How do you want me to score this? Because I've got a 10 and a 20, which is just
15.
You got 15?
Yeah, you gotta
do
cut
15.
the baby in half.
Okay. Jay Cronenworth.
How many will he hit for Detroit? I don't know. I'll say a dozen.
That's what I got written down.
Great. Freddie Fermin.
8. Ocho. That back comes alive.
Ooh, 6.
All right, 7. That's easy.
John Elway it is.
Maybe.
All right, and untitled designated hitter project.
Oh my God! Right. This is really a leap of faith. Like, how much do you trust the front office to add homers to this team?
I have a name for this one that I would like to put in.
What? No.
Incorrect. Yandy Diaz.
Woo!
Tampa Bay has 2 years left on his contract. The last year is a club. It's basically an option that vests if he hits for 500 plate appearances, and it would behoove him to not hit for 500 plate appearances because it's only for $10 million. But he's at, I think, 16 this year or 12. He's going to be expensive. He's at, I don't have it written down. Yeah, $12 million. So, we send whoever we got all of it, and he gives us 18 home runs.
Wow. Hit 25 homers last year, and it's either been 13 or 14, or it's twice been 20 plus. It seems to be oh boy, you're catching a age 34. Interesting. I'd put for us, I'd give him 11, just because that's the way things happen when a guy comes to San Diego. But
I think 15 is a good number for the thought exercise of whoever.
Just for DH in general, 15.
That's low. That's so low. I mean, if you guys have if that's where you're at, I'm just
who else is it going to be Kyle Schwarber?
Here. No, I'm saying a platoon of 2 guys, like a Yandy Luis Campusano platoon could hit 20 home runs.
Well, that's true. That's true. I would love that they would at least bring 30 home runs to the designated hitter position in the offseason. I would love for them to do that. If they're going to do the $1 million bargain bin, they're going to get 15.
Okay. So how many am I writing down? I need
Yandy Diaz hits 15.
Okay, so someone else is
23.
Okay, I'll write down 23 home runs.
That's for all the designated hitters.
Okay.
All the DHs.
So just to run it back, we have Tatis at 26, Merrill at 25, Machado at 29, Laureano at 22, Sheets at 14, Bogarts at 15, Cronenworth at 12, Fermin at 7, and untitled designated hitter project is at 23 home runs. That's a grand total of 173.
Oh, but wait, Raphie, wait till we add JJ Bleday, who hits us 12. Ramon Urias.
Where's JJ Bleday gonna play?
He's coming. I don't know.
I guess DH. I guess
corner outfield platoon with Ramon here and there.
Isn't he a center fielder?
Yeah, he kind of his OAA wasn't great last year, so
was
he
DOA
could play the position. It was DOA for sure. Not great. I just think with the bench, they're going to add about 20 home runs total. You have 3 spots available, basically, if you're kicking Bryce Johnson, Mason McCoy, and I guess it would be Elias Diaz off the team. Or, excuse me, no, it would be Will Wagner is who it would be.
Will Wagner might be on that bench this year.
I just have to say 173 with no, I mean, a designated hitter, I guess, is kind of bench contributions, but this team's fixed. If this is, you know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking when you said it. I'm we didn't give anybody below 10, so.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
Didn't we give Freddie Fermin?
Oh, except for Fermin, but that's,
Freddie Fermin 7.
But I mean, no one would give him 10. Watch him go hit 22 homers. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
Cal Raleigh year out of
watch
Freddie
him
Fermin.
hit, or you can just say Kyle Higashioka and say,
Right.
he gets. I mean, Higgy hit 18, right? I don't think Fermin would do that much, but if Fermin hit 14, that would be a great outcome for him, and that's not like, earth-shatteringly outside the realm of possibility. So
It just kind of speaks to what the team has said. Like, the guys who they signed to hit home runs need to hit home runs.
Well, how many is Lindor going to hit for us this year?
Stop it.
Thought I saw that written up somewhere. No, that was AI.
need-
Oh, darn it.
we need a digital spray bottle. Like,
Please do. Yeah.
just knock it off.
Oh, well, let's see if we come up with the right homer total right there. But right now, we're going to total out our receipts for this episode of Padres Hot Tub. We'll be back next week with whatever happens between here and there and winter meetings, such things. And until then, for Chris Reed and Raphie Cantor, I'm Craig Elston saying, go Padres!